The atmosphere in the studio was charged with tension as journalist Isabel Oakeshott leaned forward, her gaze locked onto Keir Starmer. What had begun as a standard political interview, focused on governance and policy, suddenly took an unexpected turn. Oakeshott, known for her incisive and unrelenting approach, shifted gears and introduced a far more personal line of questioning. The audience, initially engaged in a typical political discussion, sat up straighter, sensing a pivotal moment unfold before their eyes. With calculated precision, Oakeshott broached the subject of alleged mistreatment toward Starmer's wife, her voice steady but pressing. A flicker of discomfort crossed Starmer's face. He adjusted in his seat, leaning slightly forward as if preparing to refute the claims, yet the hesitation in his body language betrayed an underlying unease. Oakeshott did not waver. "Sir Keir," she stated with an unwavering tone, "there have been whispers, serious concerns regarding the way you treat your wife. These are not mere baseless accusations. They originate from sources close to you. What do you have to say about this?" A muscle in Starmer's jaw tightened. He exhaled sharply, visibly rattled but attempting to maintain composure. "This is absurd," he responded, his voice controlled but strained. "I categorically reject these allegations. My wife and I share a relationship built on mutual respect and trust." But Oakeshott wasn't finished. "Then why," she continued, "have there been reports that suggest you are dismissive and controlling in private? Why have individuals close to you indicated that your temper behind closed doors contrasts sharply with your composed public persona?" The silence in the studio was deafening. The usual eloquence Starmer wielded so effectively seemed to abandon him in that moment. He shifted again, running a hand through his hair, a clear sign of frustration. "I don't know where you're getting this from," he said sharply. "But I refuse to dignify baseless gossip." Oakeshott leaned in, her voice unwavering. "These are not just rumors, Sir Keir. People have observed this firsthand. There are those who claim that your wife, Victoria, appears uneasy in your presence, that she avoids eye contact, hesitates before speaking in public. Are you saying none of this is true?" Starmer's face darkened. He let out a tense breath before snapping back. "This is a disgraceful attempt at character assassination." His eyes flicked toward the crew as if contemplating his next move. The discomfort was now undeniable. He was no longer steering the conversation. The moments stretched, the tension thick in the air. The audience collectively held its breath. Oakeshott, sensing her opportunity, prepared to push further, but before she could, Starmer abruptly unhooked his microphone. "I won't participate in this farce," he muttered. Without another word, he stood up, his chair scraping loudly against the floor, and stormed off the set. A wave of gasps rippled through the studio. Oakeshott remained seated, her expression unreadable as she watched him leave. Then, after a brief pause, she turned to the camera and said with deliberate calm, "Well, it seems we've touched a nerve." The fallout was immediate. Within minutes, clips of the dramatic exit flooded social media, igniting a firestorm of debate. The phrase, "touched a nerve," trended on X, formerly known as Twitter, as commentators dissected the moment frame by frame. Supporters of Starmer insisted that personal lives should be off-limits in political discourse, arguing that Oakeshott had ambushed him with an inappropriate and invasive line of questioning. However, critics pointed out that a leader with nothing to hide would have calmly dismissed the allegations rather than walking away in frustration. The Labour Party swiftly moved into damage control mode. A spokesperson issued a statement, "Sir Keir Starmer has always been a devoted husband and father. These allegations are unfounded and part of an ongoing smear campaign." But the public was not so easily swayed. Starmer's abrupt departure left an indelible impression. Whether he was genuinely outraged or had something to conceal, his decision to walk away rather than confront the issue directly fueled speculation. Political analysts debated the significance of the moment. Some argued that Oakeshott had overstepped professional boundaries, turning the interview into a spectacle rather than an investigative inquiry. Others contended that Starmer's reaction indicated deeper issues. After all, a leader should be able to handle pressure with poise. One senior Labour official, speaking off the record, admitted, "Perception is everything. And walking out like that, it just looks bad. It makes it seem like he lost control." Meanwhile, the Conservative Party wasted no time capitalising on the controversy. Prominent Tory figures subtly reference the incident in their public addresses, questioning Starmer's temperament and suitability for leadership. Leadership means standing your ground, one megapixel quipped. Not walking away when the questions get tough. As the days turned into weeks, the story refused to die. Victoria Starmer, who typically remained private and away from political scrutiny, found herself at the center of relentless media speculation. Reporters pored over past footage of her appearances alongside her husband, analyzing every glance, every expression, every interaction. Had there been signs all along? Did Oakeshott's claims hold any merit? Despite numerous attempts by the press to solicit a response from Victoria, she remained silent. She neither confirmed nor denied the implications aired on national television. The lack of response only deepened the mystery. Oakeshott's critics lambasted her for what they perceived as an unfair attack, accusing her of prioritizing sensationalism over journalism. Yet her supporters countered that she had merely done what any dedicated journalist should: ask the difficult questions, even if they made people uncomfortable. If there's nothing to hide, one prominent broadcaster remarked, then why did he run? In a bid to reclaim control of the narrative, Starmer embarked on a media blitz, appearing in carefully curated interviews with sympathetic journalists. He repeatedly dismissed Oakeshott's questioning as an attempt to manufacture controversy. However, despite his efforts, the footage of his walkout remained one of the most discussed political moments of the year. Labour insiders privately voiced concerns that, regardless of the truth, the damage had been done. The image of Starmer abandoning the interview in frustration had been seared into the public consciousness. For a leader aspiring to be Prime Minister, perception mattered as much as policy, and this incident had left an enduring mark. In the realm of politics, moments of weakness, real or perceived, can shape public opinion in irreversible ways. Oakeshott's questioning may not have provided definitive proof of any wrongdoing, but it had achieved something arguably more powerful: it had planted a seed of doubt. And once doubt takes root, it is difficult to erase. As the debate raged on, one thing remained certain: the image of Keir Starmer walking out, visibly unsettled, had become a defining moment in his political career, one that would not be easily forgotten.